All right, guys, I wanted to make this video in light of all the current events going on right now. And pretty much, if you don't have a few of these items I'm about to go over, you need to get them. And that's pretty much what this video is going to be about. I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but it's pretty obvious with everything going on lately that it is a good time to exercise your Second Amendment rights. And I mainly want to make this video for people that are new to firearms, that never thought they needed one. They thought they were dangerous, scary. You don't need one. There's the cops. Cops will save you. Those types of people that realized, wait a minute, maybe I should take my own safety seriously. And really, when it comes down to it, there's only one person responsible for your safety, the safety of you, your family, your friends, and that's you. That's your own self. So that's what this video is going to be about. And if you also, this video is going to be for people that maybe do like the Second Amendment, have been around guns a long time. Maybe they're hunters. Maybe they have a bunch of shotguns and always thought, you know what, I don't need one of these rifles, these scary black rifles. I have no need for that. They're not for hunting. They're not for target shooting, whatever. And first of all, that's false. And that's kind of a dumb idea to say that. And secondly, yes, you do. This rifle right here, the reason for the Second Amendment isn't for hunting. This rifle right here is for self-defense and, more importantly, defense against your own government. If you look at history, what has killed more people in the world are governments. They're responsible for millions and millions of human deaths, lives lost, and it is usually at the hand of their own government. And people will say, well, that will never happen here. I live in the United States, we're safe, we have the police to protect us, all that. And I think right now, people are kind of waking up a little bit. You could see the surge of people lining up outside gun stores, first-time buyers saying, hey, wait a minute, I used to want to ban these guns, but now guess what? I want one. Which is good. It's definitely a good idea. And I have my FFL license, and a lot of my friends know I have a lot of guns, I'm into guns. And you would not believe how many people have called me in the last few months saying, hey, do you have any guns for sale? Hey, what do you recommend? And it's crazy. I mean, I've probably at least had 20 people contact me, message me, and say, hey, do you have any guns for sale? And right now, my distributor, I'm a home-based FFL, so I don't get as many distributors as like a gun store would. But a lot of them are sold out. A lot of the warehouses are empty because everyone bought them up. And then people ask me, well, can I borrow one of your guns? Or do you have any personal guns for sale? And I think it's kind of funny because I want to say, don't wait until you need a gun to go try to buy one. You should be prepared. It's your duty as an American to own this stuff, I believe. We have the right. We're very fortunate to live in a country where we're allowed to have firearms like these. A lot of places don't. And you should take advantage of that right and exercise that right. So to get started, now that I got all that out of the way, these are the guns that everyone needs. If you could only have two guns, this is what I recommend. And that is a AR-15. This is your battle rifle, your self-defense rifle, your shit hits the fan, your civil unrest, anything like that. This rifle right here gives you the best advantage, if not puts you on equal playing field. It doesn't give you any disadvantages against anybody else. And it's super effective. That's why I recommend the AR-15. It's a rifle caliber, it's accurate, it's low recoil, it's easy to shoot, and they're not that expensive anymore. You could get a decent AR-15, I would say $700 right there. I really wouldn't recommend anything cheaper than that, but it's about $700. You could get yourself an entry-level rifle and all the way up to $2,000 if you want to spend that for a top-tier rifle. So this would be, if out of everything I have on this gear table laid out right now, I got mags, I got my plate carrier, my sidearm, my belt. Out of all this stuff right here, the very first thing you need, if you don't have one, is an AR-15. And it doesn't have to be, necessarily it doesn't have to be an AR-15. You could get something similar, like if you have an AK-47, something like that. Okay, I would still recommend this platform right here. And if you have like a SIG MCX, I have one of those, that's fine too. but something that shoots 5.56, I recommend 5.56 or 2.23, and something that is a rifle. You could get an AR pistol, something like that, depending on what state you live. Those are a really good choice too, but something like this is what I'd recommend. For if you're new to firearms, if you have a bunch of guns and you don't have one of these, you need to get one. And I'm not trying to make this video to scare anybody, but it is what it is. The only way I could say it. This rifle right here will protect you against almost anything, and it does it very efficiently and very effectively. They're easy to learn how to shoot. I'm going to repeat myself. They're easy to learn how to shoot, low recoil. They're overall pretty lightweight. Something like this is about 7 or 8 pounds naked, but this is what you need to get first. I'm going to go over the accessories in a minute and how I would set it up personally, but I want to go in order of priority is what I would say. So after you have this, let's say you bought this, and what do you get next? I would say ammo and training. Definitely buy ammo, definitely buy extra mags. I would say as far as magazines, these are 30 round magazines. These are standard capacity. 30 round magazine is what comes with this gun, and this is a standard capacity magazine. I would say at least get about 9 of them. They aren't that expensive. You can usually find them around $10, you know, depending on where you go. Get a PMag. I like the ones with the windows. That's my personal preference. Or the regular GI mags. You could buy a box of 10 of them probably for under $100 nowadays. So get the AR-15, get ammo. I would say try to get at least 1,000 rounds of ammo. That's a good starting point. 1,000 rounds of ammo. I would, personally, I like to have green tips. That's kind of my go-to ammo. A lot of ranges don't let you shoot green tips, so I would buy 223 or anything you could find really that ranges allow to practice with. But about 1,000 rounds of ammo, about 9 or 10 PMags, and the rifle. That is the very first thing you should buy if you're worried about self-defense. And not even if you're worried, because right now guns are hard to get. It's going to calm back down in a month or two and you'll be able to buy them again. That's the time you should go buy them and do that. The rifle, about 1,000 rounds of ammo, and some PMags. It's expensive. Guns are expensive. Ammo is expensive. All this stuff is going to cost you. But people spend so much money nowadays on stupid shit, and me included. I definitely do it too. I spend way too much money on fast food. During this pandemic, I spent a lot of money on DoorDash, Uber Eats. Wasted a lot of money. But if you save, if you are frugal with your spending for a month or two, you could save up enough to get this. Maybe not buy the latest video game. Maybe not spend money on whatever. Just save money, get an AR-15, get about 1,000 rounds of 5.56 and about 9 mags. I recommend PMags. Get the green tips if it's available, if you could find them. Moving on, once you get that, so this is where I thought about it, and I would say, a lot of people would say get a plate carrier or a chest rig, a way to carry that ammo. I personally would recommend getting a 9mm handgun next. I recommend the Glock 19. These are very hard to get right now. These are one of the best pistols, I would say. So many police departments use them. They're really good guns. It doesn't have to be a Glock 19. There's plenty other good ones out there. I like Smith & Wesson M&Ps. I like SIG P320. There's a lot of good CZs out there, FNs. A lot of good options. That was just a few I named. But if you can get a Glock 19, get a Glock 19. This is the handgun I recommend. There's a lot of aftermarket support for it. Didn't mention this, but same with AR-15s. A lot of aftermarket support for just about anything you want, accessory-wise, you could get. Get a Glock 19. That's my recommendation when you can get one. Doesn't matter if you get it used, if you get a Gen 3. I personally like the Gen 4s. A lot of people like the new Gen 5s. I like the Gen 4s. That's what I personally like. And these are about $550. So that'd be the 2 guns I would get. AR-15, Glock 19, or any type of battle rifle, a SIG MCX, and an AK-47. I like AKs, but I like this much better. And any 9mm handgun. I would not recommend getting a High Point, and I would not recommend getting a Taurus. I used to work at a gun store for about 5 or 6 years, and High Points are just absolutely cheap and garbage. Do not do not get those. Do not get those at all. If you're spending $100, $150 on a handgun, don't do that. You get what you pay for. Taurus, people, some people say they're good, some people say they're bad. A lot of the issues I've seen where people had issues with guns that we sold them were Taurus. Don't get them. Get something good. Get a Glock 19 if you can. Or wait a little bit. If you can't get one, right now they're probably all sold out. Save up, wait about a month, check again. Check once a week. If you can't afford this stuff, maybe you should go through what you have that you don't use at your house and sell it. I have a lot of stuff that I don't use at all. I should probably sell it. All right, moving on though. If there's only 2 guns you could ever buy, these are the 2 that I recommend. 9mm handgun, AR-15 and 5.56. If you don't have those yet, you need to quit waiting around and get them. And get it as you go. Like, I wanted a plate carrier. Let me move the camera up here. I wanted a plate carrier for a very long time. The plate carrier I wanted was $200 and the plates were $500. And I ordered it. I didn't order all this stuff at once. When I had a little bit of extra money, I would get the next piece of gear I wanted. Same with this belt right here. So once you have these 2 firearms, again with the 9mm, get about 1,000 rounds of ammo and practice. If you've never shot any of these before, it's not that hard, guys. You want to do it safely and you want to learn the right way, but it's really not that hard. It's not super easy, but anybody can learn how to shoot this. Okay, so once you have these 2, what would I get next? I would probably recommend getting the plate carrier and plates. And I also recommend getting ceramic plates. I really try to do a bunch of research before I spent money on plates. I got level 3+ ceramic plates. Seemed like for me, that would be the best option. And I think they were around $500, something like that. It took a while. It was about 3 or 4 months, I can't remember exactly, but from the time I ordered them to the time they got delivered. And body armor, I know there's a lot of people trying to ban it. Civilians should not have it. So I'm not going to try to scare you and say buy it now while you can. But, I mean, look what happened with the bump stocks. Those are banned now, and I don't know what's going on with those, but I know you can't have them. I guarantee a lot of people didn't turn them in. But moving on from that. So get the plate carrier. This one came with mag pouches integrated. I have these right here. These are really good. These are G-code mag pouches, and they're kind of universal. I could always add these on. I could add 3 more of them right there to carry 6 mags. Downside about that, if I ever had to get in the prone position, I'm not going to be able to get as low as possible. And these also fold all the way down too. So let's say I did have an AK and I was running an AK. I could collapse these mag pouches, they'll Velcro down, and then the AK mags will fit in these. Oops, sorry. The AK mags will fit in those. So, AR-15, Glock 19, plate carrier, and then moving on is I would get a belt. These are called battle belts. Let me move the rifle out of the way here. Kind of show you this setup. So right here I have I don't know if I would call this a drop leg, but it's a holster for your sidearm, for your handgun right here. Now I eventually want to add an RMR and a light to this. So I got this one. It's actually for a Glock 34, but it accepts the Glock 19. And then once I add the light and the red dot, I don't have to get a whole nother holster for it. This does have a thumb brake on it. This is a Safariland. Forgot the actual model number, but this is kind of like it rides on your leg, but almost on your thigh, really high on your thigh. If you get a drop leg, don't get the one that hangs around down by your knee. But this is all Safariland right here. This is a Ronin Tactics belt, and then I got some more G-code pouches. And this is nice. This is a belt, and it comes with the inner belt. Let me show this real quick too. So this is the inner belt. This is what you would thread through your pants. And then there's Velcro right here that lays over it, and then there's a Cobra buckle. So it's super secure. You could sprint in this and it's not going to fall down. You'll see some battle belts that are really big and they almost have like a neoprene material that's supposed to be grippy. Maybe it will stay up if you run, but I don't want to have something sliding down my ass pretty much if I had to run and get behind cover, whatever the scenario may be. Hopefully I'm never in a scenario where I'm getting shot at. and have to use, hopefully I've never have to use any of this stuff right here in a real world scenario. But you never know, so that's why I have it. That's why you need to get it too. But yeah, this is the battle belt. There's a lot of different options. This one's actually pretty pricey. In hindsight, I don't think I should have got this one. It's good. It's really good. Don't get me wrong, but it's, I don't know. It's a little overpriced. And I had got it in multicam. I actually wish I would have got it in Ranger Green. I originally wanted a multicam plate carrier. This is the Cry Precision JPC, and this is the 1.0, not the 2.0. But I originally wanted everything multicam. But I actually am very happy with the way the Ranger Green turned out. This is the only one that was available when I had enough money to order it, so that's why I went with that. I got impatient. I didn't want to wait any longer, so I got the Ranger Green, and now I kind of wish the belt was in Ranger Green as well. Also, with these G-code pouches, I like them. There's plenty of good options out there, but these are the ones that I like. These are kind of expensive too. Same with the Safariland holster. This whole setup was over $200 just for the holster, but you get what you pay for, and I like having pretty good gear. All right, so a few other things out here. I got my knife mounted to my plate carrier, my Leatherman. I have the original pouch for it. This right here is a belt clip, which is actually really good. This is from RAE Gear, but this thing's awesome if you wear it on your belt. But if you want, I don't know if I want to mount this to my belt right here or my plate carrier yet, but this came with a pouch. This is the Leatherman Mutt. I think it's in one of my tough boxes stored away somewhere, so I got to find that. But that's pretty much all I'm going to put on here. I'm not going to run, I'm going to make a separate video on how to set up your plate carrier and how to set up your battle belt. There's still stuff I want to add. But this is pretty much done. The only thing I want to add is some of my tourniquets and maybe a IFAK. And same with the belt, maybe a tourniquet and an IFAK, and that's probably about it. I don't even think I'm going to do a dump pouch. So, all right, let me get this out of the way. Let me just show this Cobra buckle here. This thing is super awesome. This is a really good belt, but like I said, if I were to buy one again, I probably wouldn't get the Ronin Tactics just because I feel like it's a little overpriced. All right, let me go over the rifle setup. So this is still not complete. Work in progress here. And also real quick, let me show the SIG MCX. So this thing's awesome. I got a light on it right now. But if you don't want to get an AR, this would be something else I'd recommend, is the SIG MCX. It has the folder stock. The way the gas piston system works, it doesn't need a buffer tube. You could fold it. It still fires with it folded. You can get a lot of different barrel lengths now. This is one of the early model ones. So that's something else. And then let me grab the AK right here. This is my Yugo M70 AB2. This is one of the first rifles I bought a long time ago. And if this is all you have, if this is all you could afford, these are like, I got this for like $500 or $600. It's a cool gun. And don't get me wrong, I would rather have this than nothing. Ammo's really cheap, and it's definitely a good battle rifle, but I would recommend the AR-15. It's just more user-friendly, more modular, all that. All right, so my AR-15. I am not done with this build right here. Let me move the camera back down. But this is how I have it set up now, and I'm actually going to do a whole build series on an AR-15, like the ultimate home defense, whatever, however I title it. But it's going to be a little bit different for everybody, but for me, this is kind of how I'm going to try to build it out, which I think is like the ultimate gun for me. If I can only have one rifle to do a whole bunch of different things, it'd be this. Of course, it depends on what you're doing with it. You know, that's how it depends how you're going to set it up. But I think what I'm going to do is do a build series. I'm going to strip it back down, put everything stock how I got it, and then go make a video on each part I added. But right now what I got is I just added the Magpul grip. I got the Mission First Tactical, the minimalist stock. This thing's awesome. I did put MBUS Pro sights on it, front and rear, and I got a Trijicon MRO. And this, I don't remember the name. I actually don't know the name of this rail. It's M-Lock. But this was actually sent to me. I used to get subscription boxes from Tac Pack, I think it was, and this was sent in one of them. But I actually got a new rail. I got a Midwest Industries. I'm going to add to it. I'm just waiting on a piece for my vice block to mount it. But this, I like M-Lock. I mean, that's something I like personally. And then I got the sling on it. Let me take this sling off real quick. I believe this is a Slingster, Faro Concept Slingster. But, so real quick, I'm just going to go over how I would set the rifle up. So let's say you get this rifle home. It's not going to come with a lot of this stuff. And what are the first accessory you want to add? I would say get a sling. Definitely get a sling and get a way to mount your sling. These aren't too expensive. You don't have to get this one. Get a 2-point. Don't get, what do they call the 3-point sling? Don't get those. Get a 2-point sling. Real simple. That's all you need. And that'd be the first thing I would get. Second thing I would get is probably a light. Get a light. I don't have one mounted on this yet because I actually just got a Surefire, and it's at a buddy's house. I have to go pick it up from him. But I wanted to wait till I put my new rail on before I mounted the light. So get a weapon light, get a sling, and then the third thing is get a red dot. The reason red dot, and when it comes to red dots, you're going to spend a little bit more money there too. This one I think was right around $500. It's the Trijicon MRO. It's really good. Also, Aimpoint, EOTech. Get something. You're gonna spend a little money. Don't get something cheap. Also, who else has some good ones? I heard the Sig Romeo optics are good. Who else? Hollow Sun. But if you see like $100 optic at Bass Pro Shop or something like that, don't get it. You're just wasting money at that point. You're going to spend a little bit of money on an optic, but that's the next thing I would get. Just show this off real quick. All right, guys, but that's kind of the gist of what I'm trying to say here. If you don't have any of these items, you don't need to run out and buy them all at once, but think about start building it up, and they kind of all work with each other. I don't know how else I'm trying to say this, but you kind of need this stuff, and hopefully you never have to use it. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be posting a build series on this, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's probably going to be, I'm probably going to make a video for each part, how I set up my rifle. Also, if you guys are on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of cool pictures on there, so you can check that out. But I can't stress this enough. Start trying to acquire and accumulate all this gear right here. Definitely AR-15, 9mm pistol, ammo, and mags. Get that stuff. If you've never shot before, go to the range, learn, watch a bunch of videos on YouTube. There's a lot of good information. There's also a lot of bad information, but there is a lot of good information on shooting, especially if you're a beginner. Always follow firearm safety, especially if you're brand new. Don't be dumb. Just wanted to make this video to kind of go over, if I can only have 2 guns, it would be these right here and all the gear that goes with these. All this stuff goes with these right here. And again, I'm not 100% done. I'm piecing it together. Like I said, I still want to get an IFAK. I have tourniquets. I just need to figure out what I want to do and where I want to place them. And I think that's about it, really. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to end it here. But again, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't. It really helps out my channel. Right now, I just hit 4,000 subs, and I'm going to try to set a goal of try to get 10,000 by the end of the year. So help me out doing that. That would be much appreciated. All right, guys, one thing I forgot to add real quick, too. Go ahead and check out my website. It's firstworldcrusader.com. Also, if you do /webinars, what I do is I run these webinars. You could register for them. And I review different items related to stuff like this. During that review, I randomly select somebody who registered live, give that item or that piece of gear away to. So go ahead and check that out. It's pretty cool. So far, I've given away, I believe, 8 pieces of gear. And I don't want to get too much into it on here, but so go ahead and check it out. Again, it's firstworldcrusader.com. You could go to the main website and click on the webinars tab. Or if you just go firstworldcrusader.com/webinars and check it out. Thanks again, guys. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.